You should keep writing. You, whoever it is I'm speaking to. I promise. This is going to be a bit of a different video, but I think it's important. Hello, everyone. My name is Ella Jean, your local fantasy author. And it's important to note, for the sake of this video, I get really nervous when I'm close to querying books. Especially this time. And that with the climate our world is in right now, that they should publish something so unabashedly about hope, love, and acceptance. I sit down and overthink it every time. It's hard for me to brag about myself. Is it worth it? Is the book really as good as I think it is? It's one thing to be proud of your own book and share it in your circles, and another thing entirely to advertise it and try to get others to buy into it. I'm sure you felt similarly. I think most authors experience a large dose of imposter syndrome on a regular basis. But here's the thing. Your writing is unique. No one else can write your book. Like, literally. The phrase is, every story has been written already. But I want to remind you, it hasn't been written by you yet. Anytime I start to doubt myself, I try to remember who I am writing for. It's going to be different for you. It would be different for everyone. But I'm specifically writing for high school me. A teenager who thought she had to be a girl and had to be romantic and had to be all these other things. And those are the characters in For Those Who Seek Magic. Because stripped down to the bare basics, the book is the story like any other. A shy girl gets introduced to a world of magic, at first misinterprets things, messes things up, puts her friends in a lot of danger, goes through an arc of understanding again, and is just the person who can save Chicago. Okay, the Chicago part may not be the basic of the story, but this book centers the ace arrow Margie, and will have a dedicated storyline where she assumes she is in love, only to realize she was just excited about magic around him. She doesn't have to pretend to feel something that she never has. It has Florian, who realizes the religion he was grown up in, despite it being everything he knows, doesn't have to rule his life, and he can make his own choices, even if those choices are hard. It has a queer friend group who comes to each other's aid even when it isn't easy, even when you just want to rest. If one of them is hurting, they're all hurting. And they're not letting anyone sacrifice themselves for each other in this book. Pretty firm on that one. And in general, it has a world where good and evil isn't a simple thing to be applied with broad brushes, because humans and even monsters can't be summed up like that. A world that is powered by belief, because belief is the true basis for any grander action. I care deeply about the themes and the characters in this book, and I think the plot is what makes these things happen. So, you should sit down with your story. Find what makes it important, and let that be the spark to continue writing. Because it is important. Stories are what spread hope and ideas and acceptance. This may seem to veer off course, but I think those who need to hear it will understand. Writing is a political act in the affairs of the current world, just by the nature of writing fantasy and writing about hope. I don't really hide my fears or the side that I support in politics here, despite it being a writer space. Because as a queer, woman-shaped person, living my truth is a political statement in and of itself. I have a disability, some chronic issues that we're still trying to nail down. I don't share a lot about them, but you can probably see it in the background. And I mask just to not get sick, which makes my life harder. But somehow that is a political statement. It can be hard to find inspiration and hope in whatever the fuck the world has going on right now. But in times like these, writing is how we inspire change. Someone needs your story. I promise you that. You may think it's silly. I think my own is silly. I mean, half the jokes about one character are continued remarks about her shortness. It's not a highbrow book, but it will change maybe how someone sees their neighbors, or how your readers see themselves. We need to inspire change to keep fighting for a better tomorrow. It's bleak right now. I know it's hard to imagine publishing your story when publishing seems to be bending to the Cheeto's will, and people who have never read indie books ban them for having queer characters. But we have to keep writing. Because writing spreads belief, and once belief is spread, there's nothing hate could do to conquer it. Artists have always been powerful figures in revolutions. For your community, for your family, and for yourself, you have to write. Even if you think no one will read it. Even if it feels like there's no hope. Because there is. Keep writing, and you will change lives. And as always, writing is difficult, and daring to continue past the first page is brave, especially with the way the world is right now. I want to build a community with you, because anyone can write. Everyone has a story in them, and anything can inspire change.